So many of the benefits in that working class tax cuts, they don't kick in until next year. 2026 will be the year of affordability.
You're going to see inflation coming off. You're keeping energy prices low. You've got tax numbers coming in next year. I think rates should be at least 100 basis points lower. That will free up affordability in housing.
The American people, including in New York, especially in New York, are going to see the fruits of that labor next year when there is more money back in their pockets.
President Trump and his administration are working on ways to tackle the country's affordability problem as many Americans continue to feel the effects. Meantime, the president is still blasting the 6 Democrats who urged U.S. troops to disobey illegal orders. Madeleine Rivera is live at the White House with the latest. Hi, Maddie.
Good afternoon, Mike. Well, affordability is one of the issues the White House is trying to get ahead of. As Fox News polls show, a majority of voters aren't happy with the state of the economy, and the talk of grocery prices is especially sensitive as we head into Thanksgiving. But it's not just grocery prices, Mike. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admitting this morning the housing sector is struggling and the government shutdown certainly did not help, but he does not think there will be a recession next year.
I am very confident about 2026 because what we are going to see is the president has done peace deals, tax deals, and trade deals, but one big, beautiful bill.
Clearly, high prices affect everybody, and it's one of the areas where the president and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani found common ground, shocking a lot of people with a friendly exchange at the White House on Friday.
I found in the meeting that I had with the president a productive one, and a meeting that came back again and again to the central themes of the campaign that we ran: the cost of housing, cost of childcare, the cost of groceries, the cost of utilities. And it showed that this is an opportunity to now start to deliver so that people can do more than just aspire to struggle in New York City, but actually to be able to live there.
Affordability is not the only thing the president is talking about. In another Truth Social post, the president says Democrats who urge the military to refuse illegal orders should be in jail, accusing them of sedition at the highest level. Michigan Senator Elisa Slotkin was one of those lawmakers. She received a bomb threat on Friday. Police later said no one was in danger.
This is a tool of fear. He's trying to get us to shut up because he doesn't want to be talking about this. And in fact, I would argue that one of the things that he's been doing by repeating it and talking about it is trying to distract us from the big stories of last week, which were the Epstein files and then the economy.
Now, Slotkin says she's not aware of the president issuing illegal orders, but she says the administration may be taking on, quote, legal gymnastics, especially when it comes to what they're doing off the coast of Venezuela with those strikes on alleged drug boats. Mike. Back.
Madeleine Rivera live at the White House. Thanks very much. For more on this, let's bring in Missouri Republican Congressman Mark Alford, member of the Small Business Committee, Appropriations Committee, and chairman of the Subcommittee on Oversight, Investigations, and Regulations. Congressman, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be with you, Mike.
So all this discussion about affordability, we had the U.S. Trade Rep Jamison Greer talking about it today. I want to play him, and I'll get you to weigh in.
Okay.
First of all, the tariffs are on, foreign goods made by foreign workers from foreign countries. So it makes sense that we assess a tariff on those and that American families can benefit from that. So working with Congress or others, this is real money that's coming in. We need to decide what to do with that. The $2,000, that's one option the president's been very, eager to discuss and explore. I'm not too worried about inflation, right? This is not some kind of ongoing new welfare program or something like that that would exacerbate any inflation. If it's a one-time check or something like that, I think American families would probably welcome that, but I don't think it would change the overall macroeconomic picture.
What more needs to be done about affordability in your view?
Well, Mike, I think it's a simple formula, and as chair of the Real Estate Caucus on the Hill, we've come up with some solutions under the Save the American Dream Act. We've got to get the inflation rate down even further. I think President Trump and Scott Bessent have done remarkable work in getting it down to where it is. I think it can come down a little bit further. The interest rates are a huge problem for first-time home buyers. Now at age 40, buying their first homes, it was previously about 30, 33 years of age. Young people simply can't afford a monthly payment now. And we've got to deal with that. We've got to get the interest rates down. We've got to get supply up. Part of the problem with owning a house now or building a house is the egregious overreach by the federal government under the Biden administration, the Inflation Reduction Act, which promulgated these strict building codes for the Green New Scam on cities like Kansas City, and we saw a big reduction in the number of homes built here. It raised the price by about 30% on a home, and it puts the price out of reach for a lot of homeowners, especially first-time buyers.
Do you expect aspects of the big, beautiful bill to kick in the new year to make people feel better overall about the economy before next year's midterms?
Well, definitely. I think so. You know, in 2017, when the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act first passed, it took a while for those savings to kick in and for people to realize that we've got to do a better job of messaging that. And we will soon see those numbers start coming in the first and second quarter. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. There's a lot of concern right now that the economy is not going to be cooking in time for the midterms. I think it will be. I think the American people are going to see through the ruse, the gaslighting, and the lies of the left. And the one big beautiful bill is going to pay off.
The House vote on condemning socialism this week. I want to play a clip of you on the House floor, and we'll talk about it.
My blood pressure's up right now. I cannot believe just what I heard on the House floor. The ranking member of this distinguished committee denouncing Trump, but will not denounce socialism on the House floor of the U.S. House of Representatives. History is clear. Socialism kills people. It leads to deaths of tens of millions, crushes religious liberty, and destroys free markets.
I've known you 30-plus years, since you were a Fox anchor at a local affiliate for many years in a different life. What got you so hot?
Well, I was sitting there listening to Maxine Waters, the ranking member for Finance Committee there, and I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. This is the second time since I've been there in 3 years that I have stood on that House floor and debated a Democrat on the evils of socialism. And what I pointed out is the Republicans, we are against socialism. The Democrats, they are for socialism. They proved that with their vote. We've got to get it in the heads of our young people. I think that's coming around with the resurgence of patriotism in America, that capitalism is good and socialism is evil.
All right, I want to talk about an issue close to home for you, the discovery of a trailer park evidently owned by the Chinese Communist Party next to a key national security installation. What can you tell us?
Well, look, Whiteman Air Force Base is home to 1/3 of the nuclear triad. In 2017, there was a transaction made, 25 acres of a trailer park. Some Chinese Communist Party members, apparently, that were from Canada, living in Canada at the time, bought this trailer park. Daily Caller uncovered this story. We want to know from CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States of America, subset. They're under the Treasury Department. Did they know about this transaction? Is it being investigated? Is this report true? We have demanded a top secret meeting with CFIUS. It was just a couple of years ago that Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri and I had a meeting with CFIUS because they did not put Whiteman Air Force Base on a list of high scrutiny Department of Defense bases that they need to take a look at to see if other transactions were happening from the Communist Party land sales around that base. It is critical that we find out the facts in this and we find out if anything's being done about it.
Congressman Mark Alford of the great state of Missouri, great to see you. I hope you'll come back.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.